Good morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is Bob Acanfrio, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist with today's tropical update for Wednesday, October 6, 2010. Well, we have our newest subtropical depression out there this morning, Subtropical Depression 17. It's located about 300 miles to the north of San Juan, Puerto Rico, so right in this area here. Moving northwest at 8, maximum sustained winds at 35. Wow, and interesting, we don't have a tropical depression, but a subtropical depression. I'll show you the reasoning why for that, but it looks like it is starting to become tropical as we speak. Hurricane hunters will be out in this system by late morning, early afternoon, so we'll get a better feel for it, but I believe it's starting to become tropical as we speak, and probably we'll see tropical storm Otto instead of subtropical storm Otto by this afternoon. The path is pretty simple here. It's going to be kind of slow the next 24 to 48 hours, kind of meandering up to the northwest to the north as it waits for our trough across the western Atlantic to give it a kick. And once it gives this a kick by Friday, it'll accelerate off to the northeast and out to sea it goes. So no threat to land for this system, but still bringing heavy rainfall across Puerto Rico and the northern Leeward Islands today. First visible loop of the morning here, and you can see convection starting to try to wrap all the way around. We had mostly on the east and north side. Now it's trying to get around. The center is located right in this area here, so it's starting to bring it around to the west side here, and this could be the beginning of this becoming more tropical in nature and strengthening into a tropical storm or subtropical storm. So I think when hurricane hunters get out there later, we're going to see a name on this system by this afternoon. Looking at the bigger picture here, you can see why it's subtropical. It's still entwined into this upper low a little bit, but this upper low is starting to weaken and shift more towards the south. So this will give it an opportunity to become more tropical, and I believe we're seeing that already this morning. You can see this tail here, and this is what's bringing all that heavy rainfall across Puerto Rico and the northern Leeward Islands, and this will continue for the next day or two. So the main threat for this system is this flooding rains. The good news for Hispaniola and Haiti is that they're on the dry side of this system, so they're getting a break from the rainfall and should continue to do so, although some of this may try to push a little west the next couple days. Here's another upper low here that trapped our other system that was trying to develop out here. Never really had much of a chance, but you can see the dueling upper lows here. And here's our trough. This is the wall where this system cannot come any farther west than this. And the pattern's finally going to break. This blocking pattern we'd have had over the United States is going to be breaking by the end of this week into this weekend. So this trough will eventually move off to the east, and that's what will kick Otto out to sea eventually here, and then move well south of Bermuda. No threat to Bermuda. But we're going to be watching this tail here because through later this weekend and into early next week, some energy is going to left behind here in the central and western Caribbean, and almost all the global models predict we will have another tropical system try to develop here by late this week and into early next week. So we'll watch for development there, and next name on the list would be Paula, if anything would develop out here. And again, looking at the shear's actually lightening up a little bit out here. So this system has a couple days of development before the wall of shear from this trough will hit it as it moves northeast, and then it'll become extra tropical, and that'll be the end of it. But has a couple days, so we could see about a medium range tropical storm out of this system. Maybe about 50 to 55, 60 mile an hour tropical storm before it's all said and done, especially if this shear lightens and this tries to get into more of a tropical characteristics. There's no doubt that we could see about a 50 to 60 mile per hour tropical storm out of this. And again, just to show you the tracking here of the upper level winds here, we have the steering currents. We have that upper trough here along the east coast. Here's the ridge, and then another ridge here. So we've been in this blocking omega block pattern, but this trough is going to slowly push to the east, and this high will budge to the east as well, and then this will eventually pick up our system and push it off to the northeast here. And again, all the models in pretty good agreement here. Everybody moving that slowly to the northwest, northwest, and north, and then boom, bumps right out to sea to the northeast. So And maybe Azore Islands eventually as a nice little strong extratropical system. They might be seeing some effects from this later on. And again, intensity models, like I was saying, probably mid-range, medium-range tropical storm out of this system before it becomes extratropical and that shear begins to hit it. GFDL, just to show you how everything's really in good agreement here, as then it bumps off to the northeast. Okay, out in the extended, here's the Euro model for 0Z, and you can see I'm just concentrating on that system that they want to develop here in the Western Caribbean. The Euro's a little slower with development, doesn't develop it till Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, and then pushes it across Cuba eventually as another trough moves off the east coast here in the extended period. Again, long way off. That's one of the models showing that. The rest of the models, the GFS, the NOGAPS, UK Met, they all kind of show this system staying down in the Western Caribbean right now. The GFS, this is valid for Tuesday morning here, and you can see it brings it into Central America instead of bringing it up this way. A little quicker with development too. The Euro's a little slower with development, but you can see high pressure is kind of bridging across this way and here. So this system's not going to scoot out this way. We don't have a big trough in here as this pattern, as I showed you, was kind of shifting now finally the end of this week into the weekend. So GFS kind of sits it in here and brings it into the Central America. And same thing with the UK Met model, kind of sitting it down here. You can see this high pressure here in control. And this is for later on Monday. And then eventually, if this pattern holds, probably move into Central America as well. So that's some of the thoughts on our potential system again for the beginning of next week. Whether it's a threat to the United States at this time, that's hard to say, long way off. If anything, the way the pattern's holding, if we still seems like we're going to be getting these troughs across the Western Atlantic, I would think maybe eventually it might want to try to sneak up towards Cuba and out to sea. But again, long way off. We'll have to see about that and see what happens. That's it for my tropical update today. I will have another update for you guys tomorrow morning. You all have a good day and stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for your latest weather information.